Soft sixer at Rosehill today. Starter about to release the field. Stand by. Blindfolds being removed, the gates are back and they're off and racing. African Daisy was clearly the first into stride, but Zoo Ripper's right there. Say Soiree La on the outside is handy, and Jambalaya improves. On the inside of Maz Canada and Hell of a Nature spearing through into a forward roll. Duck Egg Blues caught pretty wide in the early part, followed by Apache Breeze. House of Cards positions down on the rail. A length then to Against the Law, Direct Fire. They're in a bit of a clump back in the field. Further back then to Labilla Bondi and the Blue Cap slicing through. The favourite settles second last. Modelo and Killer Kerr the last one. African Daisy in front. From Hell of a Nature, Jambalaya and Zoo Ripper well positioned. One out, one back. Followed by Maz Canada, Say Soiree La. Duck Egg Blues been on a wide par from the outset. And further back midfield on the fence, House of Cards being hard ridden. African Daisy swings in front from Hell of a Nature. Jambalaya and now Zoo Ripper called upon. Further back to Maz Canada, Say Soiree La. Duck Egg Blue, House of Cards, Modelo. She's coming with a run now, but she's a long way off them. African Daisy at the 150 from Hell of a Nature. Apache Breeze flashing home, but African Daisy on the speed dominates. Second goes to Modelo wide out. She made up many lengths. Ahead away Apache Breeze third. Then came Maz Canada, followed by House of Cards, Hell of a Nature, Jambalaya Every Hope, followed by Direct Fire, Killer Kerr making some headway. Duck Egg Blue was wide throughout. Oh, Zoo Ripper stopped sharply. What happened there? Say Soiree La and Labilla Bondo were the last couple.
African Daisy leads all the way, beats Modelo. We've got to go to Brisbane, Ronnie, but you've got the leader getting home and Modelo making up a ton of ground running second.
Yeah, and later in the day we might be saying, well, Modelo's the run of the day, but we won't go that far yet to do what she did. But the leader, very fit, does a great job with them, Jason Deemer, and she just presented so well with Midway form.
Time 1:11.57, 1:11.57, 34, 61. Numbers yet to go up. It's 4-6, and we're waiting on third.
Good job, Braith. You were able to bowl along, and they just weren't able to catch her.
Yeah, I think last time we just kind of got crossed, and I felt we needed to be going quicker, and just came off the bridle and never really found much. So I think rolling that tempo with that cover, I think she covered really strong, and I was able to I thought I got it easy enough to kick. She actually threw her head up a little bit awkwardly coming into the bend there, but she let down really well today.
Do you think she's better suited on the softer going? I know she's won on a heavy, but she looks to really get through soft better.
Yeah, well, I don't think I've rode on this surface before. It might have been a good or a heavy, but I just travelled. Took a while to get to my gears, but once we were there in front, I just travelled so sweetly and showed a nice turn of speed to put them away.
Good job.
Thank you.
Go in the Tab Highway. Solitario, a $4 favourite, and they're off and racing. Solitario is one of the last out. Unreachable jump well, but there's plenty of pressure. Pony Soprano pinged out together with Peninsula on the outside, and they're the two early. Handling the quiet start quite well there. Nova Centauri's already up running third in front of Adolphus, and Unreachable jump well, couldn't quite slot in as three wide early. Closer in than last time. They are the favourites midfield on the fence. Solitario from Nimble Star as they go into that first bend, and Graceful Ellen between them. Show 'em How's back in the field from the Impeccable. Then came well back swinging high, and the last one is upwardly mobile. Pony Soprano leads down the side by a length on Peninsula. Nova Centauri a handy third, a half the outside to Adolphus. Now Solitario is improving its position on the rails in a three-way go there. Graceful Ellen Unreachable off the track, Nimble Star out deep, and Show 'em Hell in the orange cap is well back looking for room. Into the straight, and Pony Soprano. Hieronymus has gone for home, and Pony 3 lengths clear. Nova Centauri's been in the slipstream and is chipping into the margin, and they're a mile in front of the rest. Pony Soprano 2 lengths clear. Nova Centauri had to be straightened up. Now it's starting to dig in. Nova Centauri lays it down to Pony Soprano. Show 'em Hell is rattling home. Nova Centauri gets the upper hand from Show 'em Hell. Nova Centauri won it. Nova Centauri from either on the outside, Show 'em Hell, Pony Soprano, the two stablemates in it for second, and upwardly mobile storming home at the end, followed then by Solitario. A gap further back to Peninsula, together with Adolphus, Graceful Ellen, Nimble Star, Unreachable, and the Impeccable was last in.
Nova Centauri, number 14, Alicia Collett and Rod Northam. Can it begin and take a closer position? Can it what? Sat behind the leader, Pony Soprano, all of the way, Ronnie, and was strong to the line. We'll try and line these up for the minors.
Yeah, well, who would have thought she'd land third defence? We were hoping she could land midfield or closer, but was it the two sets of stablemates there, was it? I think it might have been. With obviously,
yes.
Yeah, Nova Centauri being too good there, and the stablemate may have been a little unlucky. It's come from last right up the rails, and that's Upwardly Mobile, who's run third or fourth. Show 'em How was very strong late there, and Pony just didn't run the 1400 metres out. But Nova Centauri, a beautiful ride. She read the play, didn't check the horse once he jumped so well, and let her race in a beautiful position there, and just too strong with the run that she had from the two stablemates, Show 'em How and Pony Soprano, and the stablemate of the winner has run fourth.
Yes, Rod Northam's run first and fourth. Robert Agnew's run second and third. The numbers are up. Number 14, Nova Centauri, is first. Alicia Collett for Rod Northam. Second, Show 'em How. Third, Pony Soprano. Fourth, Upwardly Mobile. 14.8, 4.18. The overall time, 1:24.28. Well, Rod, you were hoping and you thought Nova Centauri could be closer, but behind leader?
Yeah, I was wrapped when she was there. Like I said, she didn't really jump bad the last two starts. It's just been the way we've had to ride her a bit quiet. But from that good barrier, we could posse up a bit closer, and I was happy when the leader kicked, and we're going to have enough room to get off its back, and I knew she'd chase hard late.
You knew she'd be strong?
I knew she'd be strong, yeah. She's just a real tryer. And I was wrapped with the other horse too. It rattled home super.
Well, you said it was going to run well off that very impressive win at Scone.
Yeah, no. So it's they both run well, and couldn't be happier.
Maybe the other one can win a highway soon.
That could be possible. Yeah. Yes.
Well done.
Ta, thanks.
3, 2, 1. Well done, Alicia. You've had a few sits on this lady now, and you're able to make use of that good gate.
I think barriers win races, and a perfect example of that today. She's a handful. She's got 20 different personalities, and she wants to hang in, she wants to hang out, she wants to have a look around. She got to the fence and laid on the fence at one point in running, but it was lovely. She went with the pony today. She's a lot more relaxed from the barrier. Definitely could use it. I'm just having to be dragged back from those bad barriers.
Were you confident throughout?
I was, until she started hanging in behind the heels of the other one at the 100-metre mark. But no, as soon as I hit the front, I knew she was going to continue on.
Good job.
Thank you.
He's running favourite, Uakibo for Kieran Ma to beat Tazima. Chris Waller, here we go for the third.
3, heavily backed Uakibo, and they're off and racing. So from the outside draw, Uakibo's come out fairly well. Looking for a leader, Cormac T there with leaders Listen, Le Spirit Dealer. Uakibo is still there on the outside, and Tazima tucks up on the rails. Then Sun Source, Funambulist, Be Real, California Grass being snagged back. The Spirit Dealer's going on with the job here, so Ethan Brown's going to try and come across with it there on Uakibo and get in front of leaders Listen. Cormac T well positioned. Tazima's right behind it. Further back to Sun Source is pulling its head off early. On the outside of Funambulist, then the grey Be Real, and California Grass is last of all. So Le Spirit Dealer, the roughie of the field, leads clearly by 2 lengths, and Uakibo given a positive ride there by Ethan Brown, and it's up doing the chasing inside the mile. Cormac T's running third, leaders Listener trying to relax a little bit mid-race in fourth on the outside of Tazima. They're followed by Sun Source, who's still tugging along on the outside of Funambulist. Be Real and California Grass is the last one. So J Ford takes the bolter to the front back section of the course now, and it's Le Spirit Dealer in front by a length and a quarter now to Uakibo, getting closer at the halfway mark. Cormac T back a length into third, followed by leaders Listener, and a length and a half then to Tazima, who's been a big drifter in the market today, and it sits 5 or 6 off the lead. Back in the field, the grey Be Real is Satellite. She's starting a run. Sun Source sat back. California Grass decided to get going and gets onto the back of Be Real, and now Funambulist has been shuffled back to last. last. 800 to go. La Spirit Dealer 2 lengths clear from Duakibo. Then Cormac T. Be Real creeping up on the outside. Then came Leaders Listen. Now Tazima is back on the inside, just being nudged along a bit from California Grass, and a gap to the other two. It's La Spirit Dealer being pushed along now from Duakibo, 3/4 away. Cormac T tucked in third. Leaders Listen, Be Real, wider out, and further back to Tazima looking for middle gaps now. 300 to go, and Duakibo takes the lead clearly. It's Duakibo 2 lengths clear from Cormac T, and Tazima doing the chasing inside the 200. Duakibo's going strongly, very strongly from Cormac T and Tazima. They're fighting out minor prize money, but a positive ride early here by Ethan Brown, and Duakibo's way too good today, beating Cormac T a half head away. Tazima third, a gap back to California Grass. They spanked the rest. Leaders Listen, La Spirit Dealer, Be Real, Funambulous, Sun Source was last. Duakibo too good there.
Simple. Well done, Kieran. He reacted beautifully up on the speed today.
Yeah, I just sort of left it up to Brownie and just said to ride the race how it unfolded, because they can sort of throw up in different tempos these stay-in races, and he summed it up beautifully.
What are you thinking of doing with him now? Has he still got another benchmark win in him?
Yeah, I'd say he probably would. We'll just poke our way through. You know, he's just started to blossom, I think. His coach just come out in between his last run and this run, and you know, it was a good win today. He had a decent weight, and he was up on speed and was quite dominant. So, yeah.
You don't sound like you're in a hurry to test him too much.
No, I don't have to throw him in the deep end, you know, whether the Met drop comes too quick or something like that, but down on the weights, but we'll see where his rating gets to.
Okay.
Cheers.
Ethan, well done. First sit on him. You had the option to settle that a little bit closer today, and it worked out well.
Yeah, it did. It was paramount we got our tactics right today with the big weight. He glided across. He had a lovely run in transit. Just increased from the 700. He showed a good turn of foot at the 4, and he held him comfortably at bay at the 2400.
Kieran's been taking him through the grades slowly. Do you think he could take the next step?
Yeah, he's definitely capable of, and the more he wins, the more it'll be good for his confidence. But he's a very nice horse going forward.
Well done.
Thank you.
And they're all locked away now. Sevens has been well backed, along with Glad You Think So. Ready now. Racing now, and Nicosia off the inside is given a real wind-up trying to lead. Glad You Think So handled it well together with the years. Sun and Sand and Sevens going forward as well out wide. Capicuri's is back together with Strathtay. Then came State of America, Blazing Rebel, and Hutchins last of all. Nicosia held the lead after the early wind-up, and Sun and Sand goes around them into an outright second. A couple off to Glad You Think So, and the years ridden off the speed fourth. Then came the well-supported favourite Sevens. It's tugging along midfield fifth, just a touch keen. A length further back to Capicuri, then Strathtay, further back to State of America, Blazing Rebel, and the import Hutchins last of all. So Nicosia, who was the late entry for the race, is in front here for Dylan Gibbons from the runner-up in the Oak Sun and Sand. The years on the inside is racing third from Glad You Think So, 2 further back to 7, still racing keen. They're followed by Strathtay from Capicuri, Blazing Rebel, State of America, and the roughie Hutchins last of all. So Nicosia inside the 800, a length Sun and Sand, then the years tugging along third, 3/4 the outside, Glad You Think So, 2 after 7s. Now State of America starting a run wide out. Strathtay sitting down on the fence, followed by Capicuri. Nicosia at the 500, lead by 3/4 to Sun and Sand. The years ridden with cover today is coming off heels, followed by Glad You Think So, and now Sevens has popped the question into the straight, and Nicosia led by a length on Sun and Sand. The years closing in. Further back to 7's Capicuri. Strathtay strung up in traffic looking for room. It's Nicosia in front below the 200 and going well. Nicosia from Sun and Sand. The years, then Glad You Think So. Further back to Strathtay, but Nicosia with a light weight is going to lead all of the way. Ease down. 2.5. Glad You Think So second, and nose away third. The years. Strathtay wasn't getting much clear running in the straight. Further back to Sun and Sand. A gap back to 7s. He was too keen in the run, had nothing in the tank down the straight, followed by Hutchins, Capicuri, State of America and Blazing Rebel.
In his blinkers, up in trip, Nkosi, Dylan Gibbons and Björn Baker have led all the way to win. Nkosi is now 2 out of 3 in Australia, the Kiwi. Second home will be Glad You Think So, and third, The Years.
Nice horse, a really nice horse, I think. He's on his way. Obviously, it's only benchmark 88, but he's early in his career. He's got a lovely racing style. He looks like he'll stay, and there's a lot to like about him. I think there's a bit of upside with him, maybe more so in the autumn next year, but we'll get some experience into him over the spring, and certainly that was a dominant performance.
12, Nkosi will be the winner over Glad You Think So, The Years. Strath Tay hunting up on the fence has got 4th. 12, 6, 10 and 1. The time is 150.67. 150.6 seconds. Class record 148.4 held by Sky Boy. 148.4. They've run 150.67. Last 600, 34.54. That's the 4th, won by Nkosi, back with race 5, 2:15. Well done, Björn. Blinkers went on, and just that little bit of extra trip helped too.
Yeah, I think it was a bit more of a test today, and I think even having the rail and blinkers on just helped him, a combination of everything. A little bit of a demanding track, probably took the speed out of a few of the others as well. He's definitely a promising stayer, and they keep finding them. Derby Racing, Scott Derby and the team, and good, tough Kiwi.
He won his maiden over 2,100 metres. How far are you going to push him this time around?
Yeah, we'll just see how he comes through and go from there. But it was a good win today. I think in time, over ground, he's definitely going to be a stakes class horse, and he was dominant today.
Well done.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Dill. You were able to control that, and geez, you put your foot down at the top of the straight and they weren't going to get you.
Nah, exactly. That's the thing I love about him. He's so casual, and Sino gave him a good squeeze early because every time I rode him, it's taken some work, and the blinkers just worked perfectly because when we got into that first corner, I was worried he was going to overdo it. And then when he came back to me and couldn't feel anyone near me, I thought, well, they're going to have to make up the ground to him now. And I waited as long as I could, but when I heard him knowing the 53 on his back, I just made sure I gave him a click up, and like you said, they just couldn't catch him.
What do you think of him going forward?
I think he's a promising stayer. My favourite thing about him is as you've seen today, he jumps, he puts himself on speed, he goes to sleep. And then for a stayer, when you ask for an effort, he quickens and quickens good. So if he can keep that turn of foot with him, especially in these staying ranks, he might be a little sneaky hope to sneak in some handicaps or something later on.
What about the ground? He won on a heavy track at Wyong, but also a drying track today. What do you think he's better suited on?
Well, I don't know now, because I thought he quickened pretty good in the heavy 10, and he's come here today in a drying surface and run some pretty slick sectionals, so maybe I can go a bit quicker next time too.
Well done.
Thank you.
Here's Confess Our Dreams coming up in the Jedi Beel colours. Jedi Beel worked after race number 1 today and is back on target for the shorts next week. We'll bring you that on Thoroughbred Weekly tomorrow. Here's Darren for the 5th.
Asahi Super Dry Handicap will kick off today's Big Six, and the gates are back. Favourite last out of the gates, Kerguelen, and being hard ridden in the early part. Bonita Queen flew out together with Colourful Emperor, and Firestar speeds across to get its spot. In advance of Catch the Glory, Boston Rocks wider out trying to clear Romeo's Choice. Then Confess Our Dreams on the outside of World Alliance. Now the well-supported favourite Kerguelen's going to settle second last. Flying for Fun just behind it as Bonita Queen does her thing. She scampers along by 2 lengths. On Colourful Emperor, Firestar goes to a clear third. Then Catch the Glory on the inside of Boston Rocks, Romeo's Choice. Confess Our Dreams, World Alliance will ride for luck on the fence. Kerguelen will ride for luck, full stop. Into the straight, Bonita Queen being challenged now by Firestar, who cruises up on the outside. Clear from Colourful Emperor. Catch the Glory looking for clear running. Kerguelen still a mile back. Firestar hits the lead, 150. It's not quickening though. Catch the Glory into the clear. Bonita Queen fights on. Firestar just in front from Catch the Glory. Firestar clings on. Andrew Atkins got it home. Firestar by a half head to Catch the Glory, and Kerguelen whizzing home and clear into third. World Alliance late on the scene. Then Bonita Queen, Romeo's Choice, Flying for Fun, Confess Our Dreams, and Boston Rocks.
Firestar, Andrew Atkins and Peter Snowden will go into the frame as winner of race 5 over the horse that was heavily back, Catch the Glory, and the horse that should have won, Kerguelen, back in third.
Yeah, nice positive ride by Andrew Atkins. He's been trialling up much better this preparation. You half look at that price and you're dirty on yourself for not probably speccing him the way he's going, and the stable is training the house down at the moment, Peter Snowden, there's no doubt about it. She seemed to have a chance to catch the glory. Kerguelen has to be the hard luck story of the race after missing the start, having to switch course a few times, back to 1100. So a lot of excuses for him there. But he's come back, and he's come back well into some really good winning form there, that Firestar.
Numbers are going up into the frame here. They are 2, 9, 5 and 6. 2 Firestar beats 9 Catch the Glory, 5 Kerguelen and 6 World Alliance. 104.17, 104.17 and 34.12 the last 600. Well done, Pete. You found a nice race to resume in.
Yeah, no, good to see him win like that, Greg. It's we all know he's got good talent, but his last prep was a real flat prep for him, and a little bit of a freshen up down in the World of Good, and back on song the other day, and put up a good performance. He was carrying a big weight today, and he did a good job to hang on.
You look for a stakes race now?
Yeah, absolutely. I believe he is stakes class, and when you see him that frame of mind, when he went through his grades, he was showing that sort of grit when he put 5 in a row, in benchmark races, but a good benchmark 88 the other day, and he was very good first up.
Well done.
Thanks, mate.
Andy, well done. You know this horse so well, worked out well, you landed in a nice spot, and he was really good today.
He was excellent. He encouraged me that he'd do something like that today off his trials, like we mentioned earlier, but main thing was making him step. He just sort of clocks off and clocks on it sometimes, and the main thing was getting him to begin, and that's the biggest thing for him, because then he really switches on, he travels great. He got in a lovely run throughout. Just made sure he was really comfortable through the corner, and I knew he'd be tough for me late. Like I said, he gave him a good trial last time to make sure he was really fit. Pete's done a great job with him and his team, and he's performed excellent today.
He's a horse that doesn't look like he overdoes it. Around the yard, he's so casual, switched off, but come the time the gates open, he's a different horse.
He is. He was kicking him in the belly to get him around there, but once some gates are open, he's actually a very strong horse. Even though he is an older horse, like even today, just trying to make sure he's settled, like you're still actually teaching him to relax and conserve that energy. And he needed to today, because he was first up on a strong tempo. So, and in the straight, he sort of drops in and out of service. He's a funny horse. Like he'd be growling through the bit, and then he sort of drops it and has a peaky bill around, and then he goes again. And he was always sort of going to win there, especially when he was challenged late. So he's tough, and he's done a great job.
You worked him out so well. Well done.
Thanks.
Let's see what he does. Flying Orchid, who they've heavily backed, goes into the gates, and Darren Flindell for the call.
Right, stand by. Autumn Boy is the favourite. And they're racing. There's a good line out. Crown the King and 60s the first two into stride, and 60s will hold the front. Powerhouse in third, followed then by Barbarossa moving up on the outside of the favourite Autumn Boy. So the favourite not too far from them in the early stages. Then we've got a line of 4 Without Peer, Tom Vegas, Providence going into that first turn, and Flying Orchid in the middle of the ruck. Being switched off Grand Prairie, it was taken back to avoid that speed from San Giovanni, and Federalist first up today. We'll see them all. It's 60s, rocking and rolling at the 800 from Crown the King. Barbarossa goes to third. A neck back on the inside, Powerhouse creeping closer. 2 further back to the favourite Autumn Boy. Very well positioned in the run by Jason Collett. Clear from Tom Vegas, then came Without Peer, being ridden up Flying Orchid from Providence and Giovanni. Grand Prairie and Federalist give away big starts as they turn. 60s in front by 2 on Crown the King. Barbarossa, Autumn Boy winding up on the outside, then Powerhouse on the rails. Further back to Without Peer. 60s going great guns inside the 200 metres. 60s is roaring along. The favourite Autumn Boy is trying to knuckle down. It's 4 lengths away, but 60s with a real sniff of victory. Autumn Boy's coming with a big rush late. 60s clinging on. 60s won the Ming dynasty. A half length to Autumn Boy. A gap back to Without Peer third, followed by Barbarossa, Powerhouse, Grand Prairie very late. Further back to Flying Orchid, San Giovanni from Providence, Crown the King, and Federalist never really got into it.
The stablemates run 1-2 here, 60s. Got out with a big break when they turned for home. There was only one challenger and he was a mile back when he set chase. He's narrowed that margin, Autumn Boy, but he couldn't catch 60s. Rachel King, Chris Waller will win. Autumn Boy not in the frame. Only will appear very, very late in proceedings. His nose gets to the rump of 60s when they get to the line. 14 beats 1. Bottom beats top in the race book. And then look at the gap, Ronnie, back to third spot, which is without peer, and then another decent gap to the others.
Yeah, no, it was a good effort, 60s. He was well fancied the other day, but it was just, I think we'll just put that win down to the pattern of the day. It's being in his favour there, getting the beautiful run in the right spot. Autumn Boy had to come to the middle and beaten, but I don't think he'll lose any admirers. He might gain a few, in fact, for what he did there. So he's got plenty of more upside to come, having to come out a little bit there, and without peer was good. He's a break between runs. I thought Grand Prairie, although well beaten, was unbelievable considering he missed the start and he was back last, had a lot to do, and then he comes to the outside. So he should have run a place for sure. But yeah, winner was good. Second horse, deserved raps, I'd say, looking at that.
Well done, Charlie. 60s gets away with it today.
Yeah, he did. He was very tough. He's obviously beaten a very good horse too. So, full credit to the horse's performance and obviously to the ride that Rachel gave him. She was able to dictate and do things her own way. And he to be fair, he gave a dominant win or a dominant kick at the top of the straight. Obviously, when he broke through for his maiden win, he won by 7. Takes above an average horse to win any race by 7. So, yeah, look, he's now a very well bred colt, and he's a group winner, and yeah, so it's onwards and upwards for him.
And he had racing on his side, whereas Autumn Boy was first up today, and an eye catcher going to the Golden Rose.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a bit of vulnerability with him with the top weight, and obviously the rail being out, but he's flashed home in amazing fashion. He still actually looks like he's going to look better again in terms of his coat in a fortnight's time. So, yeah, two very exciting colts that we couldn't be happier with.
The second horse chases like his dad, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He does. We were just saying that his old man actually got beaten first up as a 3-year-old and then remained unbeaten. So, if we can echo that, then I think everyone will be happy.
And what about going to the Golden Rose with him? And we'll concentrate on the Autumn Boy for the moment. With the 1400 under his belt, he's going to be meeting those run to the Rose horses who are coming out of the 1200. You reckon that's a plus for this horse?
Yeah, I think it probably is. Obviously, he's so inexperienced still. Like he's never really been in a fight, and even today he didn't have a horse to duel with, which I guess is a slight negative in terms of experience. But I'm sure fitness-wise, it will bring him on beautifully. I think the Autumn Sun actually was 1500 to Sam Fox.
Yep.
But yeah, look, it was an easier pathway going to this race rather than having to go against the top line sprinting colts in the run to the Rose running later. So.
And the 60s will earn his crack in the Rose as well?
Yeah, I think he has to. It's a massive stallion-making race, and he'll be put himself right in the market now. He's been brilliant all campaign. So yeah, I'd imagine we'll have a pretty good hand.
Okay, well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Rach, well done. You're able to bowl along, dictate, and he was really good. Was he out on his legs late, or was he running out a strong 14?
I think he ran it out strong. He probably just got a bit lonely at the end. He's quite a casual customer, and he sort of began well, but I had to give him a little squeeze just to let him know what we were doing today. And once he got there, he really relaxed, and I felt like through the mid stages he got a really good breather in, and was happy to sort of give him a squeeze just before the corner. So I did ask him a question quite early, but I thought this is probably going to be to our advantage, and hopefully we could skip away with it, which he did, and held on well at the end.
Could you hear the second horse coming?
I could, and I could hear the cooler getting louder, so I was worried. I knew it was coming, but look, even if he got run down the last bit, he still probably ran super and against a good horse, and to go and beat a horse like that is even better for his profile.
Well done, Rach.
She worked really well here recently alongside Pericles, who was able to win a feature last week. There's the light. And the mares are ready to go here in the Sheraco Stakes. Racing now, and the favourite Gangster Granny jumped really well. Spicy Martini, Lilac are right there together with Manal. They all want to go forward and try and lead here. Amina drops back, followed by Samana, and a gap to Dark Glitter, and Steffi Magnetica, the dual Group 1 winning mare, will have to settle last of all. Lilac really used the inside barrier to hold out Spicy Martini, and Gangster Granny couldn't get a spot in. So the odds-on favourite is out wide, going to third, followed by Amina on the inside of Manal. Further back to Samana over Racing on the outside of Dark Glitter. A length and a half to Steffi Magnetica. So Lilac after the sharp start. A narrow leader from Spicy Martini. Gangster Granny has to cover the ground today, followed by Amina. And then came Manal as they straighten up. And on the inside, it's Lilac being challenged now by Gangster Granny. Tyler Schiller pulls the trigger at the 300 metres. Gangster Granny got a length clear. Manal's into the clear. Steffi Magnetica the outside. And Dark Glitter going through the middle. It's Gangster Granny under siege. Gangster Granny being tackled by Manal on the outside, and Dark Glitter late. Manal's got the momentum up though, and Manal won the Sheraco Stakes, beating Dark Glitter. And Gangster Granny, after being 3 wide the trip, finished third. Steffi Magnetica and Mina in a photo for fourth, followed in by Spicy Martini, then Samana, and Lilac got pretty tired.
Pick of the yard salutes in the Sheraco Stakes. Manal, number 3, Jason Collett and Michael Friedman. Manal has beaten this overachiever, this tough as teak Dark Glitter. It'll be 3, 9, and Gangster Granny, after doing it tough, will be third.
Wow, Manal just minding her own business in behind there, has last look there. What can we say about Dark Glitter? There's so much you can say about her. Just jumps the bar no matter what race you put her in. She just got caught napping early, Gangster Granny there, and they had her off the track there, and she had a lot to do. So nothing unfolded for her there, and we'll have to have another look. I think Amina didn't have much luck there in the straight as well, with no real room to get out when you have a look at that drone shot there, which we'll isolate tomorrow. But boy, oh boy, plenty of talking points there. But
yeah, she got squeezed out, Ronnie, Amina, just between Spicy Martini and Dark Glitter.
Yes, and then she picks herself up again late. But we'll dissect all that tomorrow.
Yes. Certainly the first bit of the race too, where Schiller just could not get in. They just hunted up underneath him, and he was there 3 deep for the trip and had the hide to hit the front halfway down the straight. They've run 110.4. 110.4 and home in 33.93. 110.4, 33.93. And we'll compare that in the next, the run to the Rose, same distance, 1,200 metres. Numbers are up, 3-9, 8 and 1. Well done, Michael. She was spot on today.
Yeah, Greg, she was. She's a great mare. It's been a little while between drinks for her, but I was just saying before, last preparation, she just had wretched luck with barriers. She drew off the track I don't know how many times, and she was running well without much luck. Seemed to come back in good order this preparation, and when we skipped the race on the heavy track the other day at Randwick and went down to Caulfield, but she didn't really like Caulfield much. Damien Lane rang me that night and said, look, I wouldn't be too hard on her. I was always a little bit concerned about, carrying the 58 against, a couple of good mares today, but she's a terrific mare, and she was won a gym crack at 2 in the spring and was a bit unlucky here in a slipper, so she's right up there.
So what's going to be her aim from here on in?
There's lots of good options for 4-year-old mares here in the spring. You've got the Invitation, being a 4-year-old, the Golden Eagle wouldn't be out of the equation, 1,500. So I think we just sort of pick our way a little bit from here and see. But I'm just really heartened by the fact that I can see that she's back in good form.
Great news. Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, Jace. It's great to see her back in form. You've had so much to do with her over the time.
Yeah, that was great. I love that. Obviously really disappointing in Melbourne. We weren't 100% sure why, but to come back and the feel she gave me then, that was great.
Well, I looked at her in the yard and I watched you do your prelim, and I thought, gee, she's going to take some beating, just how well she looked today.
She did. We say it all the time when they have a break and come back, they've gotten bigger, this and that, but she has actually, she's sort of filling out more. Albeit she was obviously a great 2-year-old, but she's starting to mature now into a really nice mare, and that was great today.
How nice to have all the family here.
Yeah, it is. Oh, really grateful. Mum and Dad are here too, and as you can see, the little ones are basking in the limelight. It's great.
The sign. Did you help with that?
No, well, they usually know on a Monday morning when I'm watching the replay of the Formula One from somewhere in the world that I'm a big fan. So, well done, Mummy. Good idea.
Well done, Jace.
Thank you.
Position. So we're locked and loaded for the Yulong Run to the Rose. Group 2 over 1,200 metres. Racing now, and Raging Force given a real dig up out of the gate. So did North England wide out looking to get over. Bit of speed though. Skyhook's using the good draw. So's Press Start and Bivark there as well. Tempted jumped okay, but Ethan Brown just lets things settle out in front of him. Clear from Rivellino, then State Visit. Wotan gets back from Nepotism, Hidden Achievement, and King of Pop ridden quietly last. Raging Force shooting for 5 in a row. Has the lead all on his own. 2 lengths clear from Bivark. Then Press Star third the rails, a length and a half North England. Skyhook the inner. 2 off 2 Tempted from Rivellino. State Visit. Wotan trying to improve its position as they come around the turn. Raging Force in front of Bivark, a length between the pair. Then Press Star from North England. Tempted gets her chance, and then Skyhook being roused along on the inside. Raging Force being tackled and headed by Bivark, and Bivark put the head in front from Raging Force, who's fighting on Dowley. 2 lengths away to Tempted. Here comes the filly. She's starting to knuckle down, and Tempted went straight on by, and Tempted roars away. It's another Godolphin success in the Run to the Rose. Tempted beat Bivark by 2 lengths. Skyhook got up for third. Wotan fourth. Further back to State Visit from Rivellino, Press Star, Raging Force, then North England, King of Pop, Hidden Achievement, and Nepotism always towards the rear.
Gee, this new era of Godolphin is looking good. They are continuing a tradition that James Cummings left off with Tempted the filly winning the Run to the Rose after a Group 2 win for Pericles last week in the same colours. She now joins Traffic Warden, Cylinder, In Secret, Animo and Bivouac as winners of this race in the last 6 years. Tempted, heavily backed. Ronnie, give her a slot.
Yeah, well, do they want to give it to Baywalk? Well, they've got some questions to answer there, Godolphin. What do they do with a good filly like the Herb? Do they take on an Everest, or do they leave that to Baywalk? But they've got 2 likely candidates there, and they might have another one sitting in the boxes in Melbourne with Anthony Freedman as well. So they've got 3 likely 3-year-olds that we're all waiting for the 3-year-old to put their hand up, but she is a class act. She is a class act. Waddington's really good down the outside late here with State Visit, but all honours the winner. He just parked her in a beautiful stalking position. He's a terrific rider, Ethan Brown, and he's cool customer and gets the job done on the very heavily backed, well, I'd say favourite.
Look at her record. She won the Riesling. She was unlucky in the slipper. She bolted him with the Percy Sykes. And today she comes out and beats the boys, some high-profile colts amongst them. And she makes them look second-rate in the end. She got past the stablemate, Bivark. They've run 1-2, the Godolphin runners. Tempted for Kieran Maher, Bivark for Chris Waller. And what time have they run? They've run 19.74. 19.74, home in 34.66. Tempted the filly joins In Secret as a recent filly winner. The only filly winner prior to today. 9 the winner Tempted as Ethan Brown comes back. Number 3 Baywalk second, and number 6 third. Skyhook. Fourth home was number 10 Wotan. Tim Ryan will join us just prior to the next race with a full update on this Golden Rose. Kieran Maher about to join us to talk about the plans. I hate to put it on race day. What are the plans? Is she going to a Golden Rose? Is she going to a richer race? But a big win for Kieran Maher and Godolphin. Ethan Brown all smiles. Well done, Kieran. You go and weigh in. What did you think of that?
Well, she's ultimately just very impressive. She's obviously a crack 2-year-old, and she's developed the right way. The Godolphin team, I'm thrilled to be able to train for them, and she's a very, very high class filly. And I was saying to Brownie, I was talking to him this morning when he was on the way to the races, and I said, "You'll enjoy this one, old son."
You were always positive about her, but I just felt you were keeping a lid on her in the lead up to this.
Yeah, well, you can see she doesn't carry a huge amount of weight, and she couldn't have been more impressive in her trial on that track with a bit of rain. It was rain affected at Randwick, and James was very buoyant about her, and she worked very well since. And you can see a coach just coming on, and she's a lovely filly, and I'm thrilled.
Does she go to the Golden Rose now?
I'll have a chat to the team. I'd say she's got a lot of options. She could go a number of different ways. But given how she put them away, it'd be very attractive.
And will you think Everest, who'll bring it up first, Godolphin or you?
Well, it's just great to be able to have those types of conversations, isn't it? Look, they're a great team. We've only been dealing with them a short time, but they'll make the right call, and we can discuss it. But
would it be beyond her taking on the top class sprinters?
Well, it probably wouldn't be beyond her. 3-year-olds have a good record. I know the fillies probably haven't done as well as the colts, but she might be one out of the box.
Well done.
Cheers.
Ethan Brown.
Well done. Take me through that, because you landed midfield. The pace was on, but wow, she let down.
Yeah, she let down really well, and when I looked up at the top of the straight, knowing how the track was playing, I thought she's going to have to be really good to pick these up, and she really impressed me.
She was a bit funny pre-race, but you just said she never gave you any bad feeling.
Nah, she didn't give me a bad feel. I think she's just a bit above herself, had that bit of freshness on her side, and once I got over her neck, she was beautiful. She gave me a lovely ride throughout. The race set up well for us, but as I said, the track has been quiet on speed, so all credit to her.
She had to come back as a 3-year-old and show that, but she looks like she's well on her way.
Yeah, definitely. That was always the main question, wasn't it? If she's going to measure up, and looking at her last trial, you're always confident she was going to, and she done it race day, and that's all they need to do. So onwards and upwards for her.
Good job, well done.
Thank you.
She's a $2.30 favourite for this year's Epsom, and the light is on for the Theo Marks. Stand by for a start. We're ready. They're racing, and Autumn Glow's jumped out really well. She's jumped out very well and is the initial leader, but there's some pressure early. Espionage and General Salute put up on the speed. El Costello bounced well, just eases back from straight ace. So then Pierre, Democracy Manifest firing up on the outside of Handicap, and Feminila is back last of all. Showing great speed, Espionage, and races to a 2-length lead. General Salute does the chasing, and Autumn Glow parks in third position, a couple off the lead. 2 further back to El Costello from straight ace. Pierre, Democracy Manifest is firing up going forward from Feminila, and last year's winner Handicap sees them all. So the long shot Espionage, a 2-length leader on the bend. General Salute's got a length in front of the favourite Autumn Glow, just being niggled a little bit by McAvoy, and starting to pick up the bridle as they turn. Espionage at the 400, soon to be joined by Autumn Glow. General Salute between runners running a big race. Clear then from Pierre running on. Autumn Glow's given the cue now, and the mare starting to open up. Autumn Glow raced a length and a half clear from General Salute, and Pierre's running on, but Autumn Glow protecting her unbeaten record, and this magic mare makes it 6 out of 6. Autumn Glow a big win in the Theo Marks. General Salute held down second all the way down the straight, and Pierre finished third, followed by Espionage and El Costello. A gap to Handicap from Feminila, then straight ace. Democracy Manifest was too keen and finished last of all.
6 out of 6. Autumn Glow does it again. Where does she go from here? You could take her anywhere. Take her anywhere. Autumn Glow, Karen McAvoy. He's now 2 for 2 on her. Filling in today for Jay McDonald. Chris Waller, the trainer, a daughter of the Autumn Sun. Cruises home. Wins the Theo Marks. So now she's won the Group 3 up and coming, the Group 2 T-Rose, the listed Derby Munro, the Group 3 Toy Show, the Group 2 Theo Marks, a Group 1 beckons.
Well, no doubt in the world, she keeps getting the job done. He rode her like a good thing. He kept out of trouble, give her a nudge, and she over-raced a little bit, but so she always reacts to the jockey's urging, so just overdid it a little bit early, which she had to. He couldn't make any mistakes on it today, and she gets the job done. He's gone really well. He peaked on the day, General Salute. He's gone as well as he can go. I thought Pierre went enormous. He's got a real good chance in this Epsom because he'll come on as much as anything, even the winner.
Well, Charlie, it's beautiful to watch.
Yeah, it is. It is. She was. I think she must have almost given Kieran a bit of a fright. How quick she quickened up rounding the home turn. She's just electric. It seems. Obviously, she's very versatile in terms of how to be ridden. She's got bags of speed. Optimum distance range, who knows? She's just very, very good.
It is frightening when, just in that 50-metre space before the turn, when Karen asked her to go, she did go so quick. She almost made up a length in the twinkling of an eye.
Yeah, I don't think he even asked her. I think he might have just been thinking about asking her, and then she took off. So, no, she's awesome. She's obviously she's the best horse in training that hasn't won a Group 1 yet, but. I'm sure that will come with time, and obviously, sort of Chris has mentioned that plotting a path towards an Epsom, so weight will obviously be a factor in that. But she's certainly going to. You'd be hopeful that she's going to be winning more Group 1s than just a handicap Group 1. So
what do you think about her over a mile?
I think she looked like she settled straight away today. So I think a mile will be no issue. Obviously, she's out of a very fast sprinting mare, but she does have the Autumn Sun on the sideline. So, look, I think she's that good. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Even if she doesn't see a mile out properly, she's probably good enough to be winning an Epsom.
Yeah. And what happens if slot holders come knocking? Could she come back in distance?
Yeah. Well, I think that's another problem, but it's a lovely problem to have. Lovely problem to have. So, Hermitage and Arrowfield have paired together, buying a beautiful horse, and they've spent a pretty penny on it, but they've got their reward.
It's exciting, but the stable's used to streaks, so long may it continue.
Yeah, let's hope so. Long way to go. 6 to 33.
Well done, Mac. You looked pretty adamant over the back. You didn't want to get to the fence. Was General Salute sort of getting in your way a bit around there?
Yeah, Timmy come over and just wanted to get me to the rail, and she on a short price favourite. I didn't want to be third defence really in an ideal world, so just came back and she travelled ever so well, and was up and ready to go on the corner. I just sort of got her mobile and probably hit the front early enough, but she's a star in the making, which is what we already know. Yeah.
I want to ask, should she step out to a mile, or should they freshen her up and bring her back to possibly an Everest? What would you do?
Good question. I think she'll stay further, but she's got a motor as well, so I'm sure Chris and the team will make the right call, but probably a mile, because then I might be a chance to ride her.
I was going to say that. Well done, Mac.
Thanks, Tar.
There's the light now for the last of 10 here at Rosehill. Starter about to hit the button. Stand by. Although Narbold, the rider, just got up there for a moment. Ready now. And they're racing. There's a great line out. Crystal Clear in the orange won the start. Vienna Vixen's coming fast from the outside. Anything Goes going past Captain Furai, then Justella Brosnan. Further back to Harlow Mist. And the favourite Narbold is going to settle last of all as Vienna Vixen's come right across the face of the field. It's racing keenly and freely. Leads out by a length and a half. Crystal Clear with Anything Goes improving. Two further back to Captain Furai, Justella Brosnan, Harlow Mist. And Narbold Bold. Couldn't really utilise barrier 1. It settled last of all and about 6 lengths off the lead. Vienna Vixen still with the mouth wide open, leads by a neck here to Anything Goes at the 800, followed by Crystal Clear on the inside of the well back Captain Fury, the grey Brosnan on a 3-wide path. Then came Harlow Miss Justella. Now Bold will have to come from last to beat them. Hasn't been easy today. 600 metres to run. Vienna Vixen being eyeballed by Anything Goes, and Captain Fury is given a bit of a wind up by Nash chiming in 3 wide. Crystal Clear desperately needs some running and comes right off heels as they straighten up. It's Vienna Vixen. Anything Goes. Captain Fury joining them. 2 lengths away to Crystal Clear. At the 300 metres, Captain Fury taken to a narrow lead. Captain Fury a neck up on Anything Goes, then Crystal Clear. Captain Fury, he's a narrow leader. He's under siege. The outside, Crystal Clear. Captain Fury, Crystal Clear goes to him and beat him. Crystal Clear got up to beat Captain Fury. Bold gave away an impossible start, but got up to run third in front of Brosnan. Then came Anything Goes, Vienna Vixen. A gap to Harlow missed, and Justella was the last in.
Well, Nash almost pulled the rabbit out of the hat, getting Captain Fury first over the line, but a jockey there with just as much vigour as Nash Rawilla. You watch him over the last bit. Braith Knock really lift this one over the line. Crystal Clear to make it go back to back. Number 2, Crystal Clear. Braith Knock for the Archibalds, beating Captain Fury, Nash Rawilla and Chris Waller, and it'll be Narbold. You'll notice at the start he was fractious in the gates. He was tardy to begin. He gave up that position and he settled last. He's got home into third.
Yeah, the slow starts cost him the race there, Narbold, for sure. He just lost his whole position being slow out there. And yeah, it was an aggressive ride by Knock. You know, he's usually a kind rider and helps the horse, but if he needs it, he can lift one over the line, and that horse needed a little bit of persuasion there, and he has just lifted him over the line there, lady. He really asked him when that last 50 metres to lift, and the horse did lift for him. So good effort, Crystal Clear. Well, that's what he's in the market again there, Captain Fury, and he looked all over a winner, but he was just beaten by a horse who probably had the better run there in Crystal Clear.
Yeah, last year's champion apprentice. There's no doubt that this is another kid that is going to make the transition into being a fully fledged jockey with success when eventually his time as an apprentice comes to an end. Look at those two go to the line. Rawilla, one of the elder statesmen, and Knock, the young whiz kid, quinelling the last 2, 5, 6 and 11 to the winner. Crystal Clear goes back to back now for Annabelle and Rob Archibald. They've run 131.05 in the last, 131.05 and home in 34.54. Well, a couple of wins now, back to back. This horse has got all the confidence in the world now.
He does, yeah. He's taken really good confidence out of last start, and it was just nice to see him get in behind a couple of horses, drop the bit, relax, and then have to pick himself up and finish off. So just a little bit more versatile than he has been in the past, and he's really, as you said, building in confidence with each run.
And I think Braith getting to know the horse well now too, and he was really a lot of the difference there today.
He was, yeah. Super ride, just judged it perfectly, and Braith's a fantastic young kid on the up, and I'm lucky to have him on. So very pleased for the owners. They've been great supporters of us, and it's a nice result.
Well done.
Thank you.
There's Rob Archibald in the last 2, 5, 6 and 11. 131.05, 34.54 the last 600 metres. To Randwick next Saturday we go for the list of races like the 7 Stakes, the Shorts, the T-Rose, the Bill Ritchie and the Kingston Town. And then back here to Rosehill for the Golden Rose in a fortnight before we head to headquarters for the long weekend for Epsom Day. So Shanny's about to talk to Braith Knock as soon as he goes over the scales in front of Tom Moxon, the chairman of stewards. And here he is.
Well done, Braith. You've had a couple of wins on him now. You had to ride him a little bit different today, but geez, you lifted him over that line.
Yeah, he was really good, I thought. It's just showing his versatility. He doesn't have to lead. He was really relaxed there. I seen Nash threw a bit of a spanner in the works when he just went round 3 wide and just tried to have me in there, but I found a way out on his back and I thought I was only going to go with him there for a while, but he really dug in deep late.
Were you adamant to get off the horse's heels in front because they weren't really going to take you anywhere?
Yeah, I just sort of took percentages. I've been getting caught on the backs of things a bit lately, and it's just doing my head in. So, yeah, just took percentages, and it paid off.
Is he a hard horse to pick up because there's a lot of him?
Yeah, he's quite a nice big striding horse, and yeah, as I said, I just hit that little flat spot. I was within a length of Nash, and yeah, he ended up really trying hard late and got him in the end.
Nice little double in the day. Well done.
Yeah, thank you.